Hi, good afternoon students. A warm welcome to you for online classes. In today's class, we learn about a lesson microorganisms, friend and foe. Means microorganisms which are friendly and even they are enemies. Foe means enemy. In this lesson, let me introduce ourselves to microorganisms. That is introduction to microorganisms. Let us shake hands to microorganisms like saying hello to microorganisms. Let me talk about secondly about microbes and humans, harmful microorganisms, friendly microorganisms, food preservation, nitrogen fixation, and lastly nitrogen cycle. Now let us begin with what are microorganisms. Look at this picture carefully. Now a question to you, do you think you can see all the organisms in this picture, children? Observe carefully. No, you cannot. Isn't it? Answer is you cannot. Organisms that cannot be seen with our naked eye, which are visible to the under the microscope, are called as microorganisms. I want to show you what is the microscope. This is an instrument called as microscope. Through this, you are able to see the microorganisms. Children, I repeat, the organisms which cannot be seen with our naked eye, which can be seen only through the instrument called microscope, are called as microorganisms. It is simple and easy also. Now, the question arises, where are microorganisms? Isn't it? Everywhere, children. Microorganisms exist everywhere, every single place. In plants, in animals, in water, in forest, in houses, even in labs, even inside our body also. We have a lot of microorganisms present even inside our human body. Microorganisms exist in every place. Got it, children? Now you are clear that microorganisms cannot be seen with our naked eye and they exist wherever they like. Now we'll see, now moving on to these microorganisms, we find different types of microorganisms. We come across in microorganisms, first one is bacteria, second is fungi, third is protozoan, fourth is algae, and lastly it is virus. Now we'll discuss about one by one. Microorganism, bacteria means everyone are scared of bacteria. Children, you are scared of bacteria, isn't it? Because they does bad to us. Don't think that all bacteria are bad, but there are beneficial bacteria for humans also. That we'll discuss in our further class. Now we'll focus on bacteria. Bacteria are single-celled, means they are unicellular. Their body is made up of only single cell. Look at us. We are multicellular because we have many cells. Like we have skin cells, like we have blood cells, we have many cells in our body and we are multicellular organisms. But bacteria are unicellular. But talking to bacteria, they are unicellular. Now moving on, they may be found in colonies. Colonies means in groups. They do not exist as single. As a single one, they won't exist. Got it, children? Now in bacteria, there are different shapes of bacteria are there. They can be in spherical shape. Spherical shape means round shaped bacteria. They can be rod shaped. Rod shaped bacteria. You can see this in the diagram. Rod shaped bacteria. Round shape is spherical shape, rod shape and spiral shaped bacteria. This can be even in spiral shape. So examples are Rhodobacteria and E. coli are examples for bacteria, children. Now you got it about the bacteria. Now let us go on to the fungi. Most of the fungi most of them look like plants, but they do not possess chlorophyll in them. They are not autotrophs. Children, they look like plants, but they are not plants because they won't cook their own food. They depend upon plants or for someone else for their food. Means chlorophyll is absent in them. Children, even their mode of nutrition is saprophytic or parasitic. Means they obtain their food on dead and decaying matter. Saprophytic means they obtain their nutrition or food depending upon dead and decaying matter. That is saprophytic nutrition, or some will be parasitic also. Means they live on the host. Maybe a plant or animal. They depend their nutrition on that host. But without killing that, without doing any harm to that host, they live on the host. Example for fungi is yeast, mushroom. You can see in this picture yeast, mushroom and bread mold. Children, you have noticed in rainy season, if you keep the bread for 2 to 3 days, there will be a greenish layer formed on the bread slice. That is nothing but fungi growing on it. Fungi. Most of them look like plants, but chlorophyll is absent in these fungi. They are not autotrophs. Autotrophs means like plants, they lack in preparation of food. Which fungi? As plants have chlorophyll and they prepare their own food, isn't it? But these fungi, they cannot prepare their food. They cannot cook their own food. So their type of nutrition is saprophytic or parasitic. Saprophytic nutrition means they obtain their food from dead and decaying matter. Which fungi? Fungi will obtain their food depending on dead and decaying matter. And there are some other fungi, like they obtain their nutrition in parasitic mode. Parasitic mode, living on the host but not doing any harm to the host. Got it? Maybe plant or maybe animal. For this, examples will be yeast, mushroom and bread molds. Bread molds, children, you have noticed in the rainy season, if bread is left in your houses for 2 to 3 days, a greyish or a greenish layer will be appearing on the bread mold. That is nothing but fungi growing on the bread mold. That is example for fungi, children. Got it? Now we'll move on to protozoans. Protozoans, they are heterotrophs. Heterotrophic. They cannot prepare their own food, but they depend upon plants or animals for their food. Just like us, as we humans are heterotrophic, isn't it? We also depend, we cannot cook our own food. We depend on plants and animals for our food. Same as humans, even protozoans are heterotrophic, which depend upon someone else for their food. Most of them are aquatic. Aquatic means they are mostly found in water. Example for these protozoans are amoeba. In the diagram we can see in the picture amoeba and paramecium. Got it, children? These two are common examples, most common examples of protozoans. Now let us move on to algae, children. Algae, they either exist in colony or filaments. Mostly colony means in groups, children. They are found in groups. In colonial example is volvax. You can see in the diagram volvax picture. In this is algae which is existing in groups, colonial form. And next one is Spirogyra, which is existing in the filaments. Filaments means a wave-like structures found. These are called as Spirogyra. Children, you have ever noticed the water in a pond, a greenish layer found on the top layer of the water is nothing but algae, green algae. Got it, children? Now we are moving for next part, that is virus. The name itself makes everyone scared. Virus, they are very fascinating characters in today's life. Children, everyone knows what are these virus. Today we are facing more problems because of this virus. I think you know presently coronavirus is very rapidly spreading and we are aware of this. Viruses have some special characteristics. Why they fear for virus? Because they does bad to us. They cause diseases rather than benefit to us. They cause many diseases. Children, what is the speciality of this virus means? They lie a broader line of living and non-living things. Means when the virus is outside the cell or outside the living organism, it is absolutely dead. As soon as it enters the cell, human living cell, it becomes active and it starts giving trouble to the cell. Mostly they cause many diseases, these viruses. Now especially we are seeing this coronavirus, how it is making the humans to be scared. Isn't it, children? Example are influenza virus and even chickenpox virus. So totally we can say these viruses are villains to humans. Got it, children? Okay, we have now discussed about different types of microorganisms. Let us now understand the use of microorganisms. Uses of microorganisms for commercial purpose. Microorganisms are used in the production of bread. I think you all know, children, bakers bake bread or cake by using microorganisms. Even in your houses, your mother prepares idli and dosa batter with the help of microorganisms. That process we call it as fermentation. Night only she prepares the batter and keeps ready. Morning it is ready to cook. Isn't it, children? Even in the production of alcohol, microorganisms are used. Even to prepare curd and cheese, even for that also microorganisms are helpful. Example are, children, yeast and lactobacillus are the microorganisms which are used in this preparation. Okay, got it, children? Next, to increase the soil fertility also, microorganisms are helpful. In this increasing the soil fertility, children, fungi and bacteria break down complex minerals into simpler forms. Now you understand who are helping for the fertility, soil fertility. Isn't it? It is because of microorganisms only the soil becomes fertile. Sometimes they are very good to us. Who? Microorganisms. Children, now we'll see medicinal use of microorganisms. For production of antibiotics also, microorganisms are used. When we are sick, we usually go near doctors. What do doctors give us? Doctors will prescribe us to give antibiotics, isn't it? Antibiotics are prepared from microorganisms. Examples are streptomycin, tetracycline, tetramycin. These are the antibiotics which are prepared using microorganisms. Even children, for the production of vaccines, I think you know what is a vaccine. The treatment or the medicine given before the disease will attack. To prevent that disease, vaccines are produced by using microorganisms. Like we have example are like polio vaccine, means in further we should not get that polio, before only they give us the vaccine of polio. Or chicken pox also is a vaccine. They are all produced with the help of microorganisms. Other diseases also, even the many diseases are cured by using these vaccines. Now even in the production of vitamin B complex tablets, microorganisms, especially yeast and bacteria are used. We make vitamin B complex tablets by using these two microorganisms. Lastly children, even microorganisms are helping us in cleaning the environment. You think in what way they are helpful for us in cleaning the environment means? You will get it out. They cannot be seen to our naked eye, but they are helpful in so many ways, isn't it? See, if any animal or a plant is dead, decomposition is done with the help of these microorganisms only. If there is no decomposition, then the dead parts of the plant or animal remains there itself, and there will be no place. The entire earth will be filled with that dead plants and animals, and we humans will not have any place on this earth. So the best thing the microorganisms are doing is cleaning the environment by undergoing decomposition. If this decomposition doesn't take place, I think we won't have a good environment and we won't have a space to live us. So microorganisms are good for us and helpful to us a lot. In this lesson, we completed use of microorganisms. In the next coming class, we'll discuss more about microorganisms. Thank you, children.